about Emmanuel Sanders and his positive test. How how does that play into just how y'all have had to be next man up mentality, even more so this year with things being pretty fluid?
I think it's just the nature of the game. You know, it's a next man up league, and you know you're gonna have guys up and down all the time, and you just kind of keep rolling. And that's even more in this season with COVID and all that's going on with it. So you just got to find a way to find a way. You know, and so no matter what happens in the game, if you lose a guy, the next guy up has to be ready, and all the guys on the team kind of got to pull their weight.
Next question is from Luke Johnson.
Demario, do you think the bye week helped you guys kind of identify some of the areas where you needed to improve and maybe fix some of the communication issues that have kind of come back to bite you a couple times this year?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get a little extra week off, you get a lot of things done from a recovery standpoint. Guys that were probably nicked up, you give them a little bit more time to get back. You get a time to do a little more self-scouting, figure out areas where you can improve. So I think that's just the same around the league, and we just try to make the most of it as well.
Next question is from Amos Morale.
Yeah, Coach DA kind of mentioned that, the coaches that kind of emphasize a few specific things, little things here and there to kind of help you guys improve your play on the field. I guess just what were some of those things that they really emphasized, and what were some of the things that they kind of highlighted that they want y'all to continue doing?
You know, it really just comes down to, at the end of the day, alignment, assignment, technique. You have to align quickly. You have to know exactly what you're doing. You have to communicate, and then you have to execute. And I think coaches are always harping on that. When you get in a situation where you have a little more time to correct those things and talk about those things, you just harp on it even more. So I don't know if it was anything new, as much as it is just focusing on attention to detail and being better at those things.
Next question is from Rod Walker.
Hey, Demario, sort of going back to the COVID thing. I know you play with a couple of more teams. Do you feel like this team is maybe better equipped to handle that type of adversity than some of the other teams you played on in the past?
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't on any other teams having to deal with this particular issue. One thing I know about Coach Payton is he's a very forward-thinking guy and does a good job kind of foreshadowing what can be ahead. And so he prepared us a lot for this moment and this time. Kind of talking about that the team that can stay the healthiest from not just a injury standpoint, but around COVID and protect themselves the best is probably going to have the best chance to win. Down the road, it's just a very different year because you have that added element. And so I think our team has done a good job in going through the necessary measures to put us in a position where we can limit as many cases or stories as possible. And so I think up to this point, we've done a good job at it, but it's an ongoing process. We're going to have to continue to do that as we get more and more down into the season, and now we're seeing it kind of happen across the league, more often. So we just got to, stay on top of it from a standpoint where we at, and if we have to increase in some areas, we have to do that as well.
Next question from Caroline Gonzalez.
Hey, Demario, hope you're doing well. It was very clear for the last two seasons that you, Craig Robertson, Cam Jordan were kind of the hype men for this defense. So defensively, through the first 6-7 weeks of the season, do you guys feel like you've adjusted well to kind of self-starting the defense? Do you think you've maximized the momentum and the motivation that you're going to for the defense?
Yeah, from an energy and passion standpoint, that's a big part of defense, right? You got to play it. You got to play it with your hair on fire. You got to play it, passionate. You got to have urgency, and you have to have a lot of pride. And so I think from that standpoint, we're going to always be those guys that try to get our guys energized and passionate, playing with a lot of swag. And it happens even more. It's needed even more when you go through times of adversity, when you're not performing the ways you want to perform. Keeping guys rallied together, keeping guys locked in, keeping guys dialed in, and keeping guys playing with a high level of confidence. And so, we take that onus on ourselves and have to this point and continue to do so.
Next one's from Amy Jess.
Yeah, when you're watching film on Carolina's offense, don't give any away of the secrets here, but do you see a similarity between their offense and y'all's offense, and does that help preparing for a team when you kind of face something similar in practice every day?
Yeah, I mean, that's only to be expected. Brady coming from Sean's coaching tree, and both of them being here and working together. So you're going to see a lot of similarities in some of the things that they do. There's some unique things as well that you can see that Joe likes to do. But yeah, there's a lot of similarities to it. It helps because we've seen a lot of those things, but you kind of have to still be prepared for everything that they do.
Questions from Caroline Gonzalez.
Hey, again, I understand that the answer to this is just simply no, but has anyone on the defense or on the team in general kind of stepped up unexpectedly that hasn't necessarily been that voice or, the energy guy the last few years?
I mean, we have a high energy group. We got it from all levels. A lot of our guys play with a lot of energy and are very vocal and passionate guys. From our older guys to our younger guys. I don't know if anybody has stepped up even more. So you see CD Deuce having a good year as always. He plays with a lot of energy for a young guy to be as passionate and as vocal and playing at as high level as he does. I think it just kind of fits our mold. But I mean, you got it all the way around. Marshawn, Malcolm, PJ, me, Cam, Crib. You got a lot of guys that just play with a lot of energy. All of our guys do, and play with a lot of swagger, and that's what you see when we out there.
Thank you.